The Path to Peace. Ajahn Sumedho's teachings on selflessness. In the heart of Thailand, amidst the serene surroundings of Wat Pa Nanachat, lies a sanctuary of peace and introspection. This tranquil monastery has been a beacon for those seeking spiritual growth and understanding. Ajahn Sumedho, a revered Western Buddhist monk, shared his profound insights with the world. His teachings have touched the lives of many, offering a path to inner peace and enlightenment. It was 1989, and his teachings, deeply rooted in the Theravada Buddhist tradition, carried a message of radical selflessness, urging his students to look beyond the confines of their ego and embrace a life of service and mindfulness. Ajahn Sumedho emphasized the importance of letting go of personal desires and attachments, which he believed were the root causes of suffering. His words, simple yet potent, resonated deeply with those seeking solace and meaning in a world often consumed by self-interest. Ajahn Sumedho's approach was not about renouncing the world but about understanding it deeply and living in harmony with it. He taught that true happiness comes from within, and that by cultivating mindfulness and compassion, one can navigate the challenges of life with grace and equanimity. Ajahn Sumedho's own journey to enlightenment began in the United States, where he was born Robert Jackman. Growing up in a typical American setting, he felt a deep sense of dissatisfaction and a yearning for something more meaningful. This inner quest led him to explore various spiritual traditions, eventually finding his path in Buddhism. His pursuit of truth led him to ordain as a Buddhist monk in Thailand under the guidance of the renowned meditation master, Ajahn Chah. This decision marked a significant turning point in his life. Under Ajahn Chah's tutelage, he learned the essence of Buddhist practice, focusing on mindfulness, meditation, and the principles of selflessness. Through years of disciplined practice and unwavering dedication, Ajahn Sumedho embodied the teachings of the Buddha, becoming a beacon of wisdom and compassion for countless individuals around the world. His life is a testament to the transformative power of mindfulness and the profound impact of living a life dedicated to the service of others. His teachings, often infused with humor and humility, offered a practical approach to navigating the complexities of life and realizing the inherent peace within. Ajahn Sumedho's legacy continues to inspire and guide those on the path to spiritual awakening, reminding us all of the boundless potential for peace and compassion within each of us. Mindfulness, a natural state of receptivity. Central to Ajahn Sumedho's teachings is the practice of mindfulness, a concept that has been embraced by many cultures and traditions around the world. Mindfulness, in its essence, is about being fully present in the moment, aware of where we are and what we're doing, without being overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's happening around us. Often mindfulness is misunderstood as an arduous task of emptying the mind, a near impossible feat that can discourage many from even attempting it. However, Ajahn Sumedho clarifies that mindfulness is not about achieving a blank slate in our thoughts. Instead, it is about cultivating a state of open awareness, where we are fully receptive to the present moment. He emphasizes that mindfulness is not about achieving a blank slate in our thoughts, but rather cultivating a state of open awareness, a gentle receptivity to the present moment without judgment. This means being aware of our thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they arise, without trying to change or control them. This gentle receptivity allows us to experience life more fully, as we are not caught up in our habitual reactions and judgments. Instead, we can observe our experiences with a sense of curiosity and openness, allowing us to respond more skillfully to whatever arises. It is about noticing the rising and falling of our breath, the sensations in our body, and the thoughts and emotions that pass through our minds without getting swept away by them. By paying attention to these experiences, we can develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our habitual patterns of thinking and reacting. The sensations in our body, such as the feeling of the ground beneath our feet or the touch of our hands on our knees, can serve as anchors to the present moment. By bringing our attention to these sensations, we can ground ourselves in the here and now, rather than getting lost in our thoughts and worries, and the thoughts and emotions that pass through our minds without getting swept away by them. Ajahn Sumedho often shared anecdotes from his own life to illustrate this point. He recounted times when his mind would be racing with anxieties and worries, and how, through mindful observation, he would simply acknowledge these thoughts as passing phenomena, like clouds moving across the sky. Ajahn Sumedho often shared anecdotes from his own life to illustrate this point. He recounted times when his mind would be racing with anxieties and worries, and how, through mindful observation, he would simply acknowledge these thoughts as passing phenomena, like clouds moving across the sky. He wouldn't engage in a battle with his mind but rather observe it with a sense of detachment, allowing the thoughts to eventually dissipate on their own. He recounted times when his mind would be racing with anxieties and worries, and how, through mindful observation, he would simply acknowledge these thoughts as passing phenomena, like clouds moving across the sky. He wouldn't engage in a battle with his mind but rather observe it with a sense of detachment, allowing the thoughts to eventually dissipate on their own. And how, through mindful observation, he would simply acknowledge these thoughts as passing phenomena, like clouds moving across the sky. He wouldn't engage in a battle with his mind but rather observe it with a sense of detachment, allowing the thoughts to eventually dissipate on their own. Like clouds moving across the sky, our thoughts and emotions are transient and ever-changing. By observing them without attachment, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace and equanimity, even in the midst of life's challenges. He wouldn't engage in a battle with his mind but rather observe it with a sense of detachment, allowing the thoughts to eventually dissipate on their own. This, he emphasized, is the natural state of mindfulness, a gentle awareness that doesn't seek to suppress or control, but simply observes with clarity and acceptance, allowing the thoughts to eventually dissipate on their own. This, he emphasized, is the natural state of mindfulness, a gentle awareness that doesn't seek to suppress or control, but simply observes with clarity and acceptance. By practicing mindfulness in this way, we can develop a deeper sense of inner peace and well-being, and cultivate a more compassionate and understanding relationship with ourselves and others. This, he emphasized, is the natural state of mindfulness, a gentle awareness that doesn't seek to suppress or control, but simply observes with clarity and acceptance. By practicing mindfulness in this way, we can develop a deeper sense of inner peace and well-being, and cultivate a more compassionate and understanding relationship with ourselves and others, but simply observes with clarity and acceptance. By practicing mindfulness in this way, we can develop a deeper sense of inner peace and well-being, and cultivate a more compassionate and understanding relationship with ourselves and others. This natural state of receptivity allows us to navigate the complexities of life with greater ease and grace, and to find a sense of balance and harmony within ourselves and the world around us. Finding joy in selflessness, a path to harmony. Ajahn Sumedho firmly believed that true joy and lasting peace are not found in selfish pursuits, but in the act of selflessness. He often emphasized that our happiness is deeply intertwined with the happiness of others. When we focus solely on our own desires, we may find temporary pleasure, but it is fleeting and often leaves us feeling empty. In contrast, when we dedicate ourselves to the well-being of others, we experience a profound and lasting joy that enriches our lives in ways we never imagined. In dedicating ourselves to the well-being of others, we create a ripple effect that extends far beyond our immediate actions. Each act of kindness, no matter how small, contributes to a larger tapestry of compassion and interconnectedness. This ripple effect can transform communities, fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose. Ajahn Sumedho often spoke about the interconnectedness of all beings, and how our actions, no matter how small, have a ripple effect on the world around us. He believed that understanding this interconnectedness is key to living a harmonious life. When we recognize that our well-being is linked to the well-being of others, we become more mindful of our actions and their impact on the world. When we shift our focus from me to we, from our own desires to the needs of others, we tap into a deep well of fulfillment and contribute to a more harmonious community. This shift in perspective allows us to see the beauty in selfless acts and the joy that comes from helping others. It fosters a sense of belonging and strengthens the bonds that hold communities together. We tap into a deep well of fulfillment and contribute to a more harmonious community. This sense of fulfillment is not just a fleeting emotion but a lasting state of contentment that comes from knowing we are making a positive difference in the lives of others. It is a source of inner peace and joy that sustains us through life's challenges. Ajahn Sumedho shared stories of his time living in a monastic community, where selflessness was not just a virtue, but a way of life. In the monastic community, every action was performed with mindfulness and a sense of purpose. The monks supported each other in their spiritual journeys, creating an environment of mutual respect and compassion. He spoke of the joy he found in performing simple acts of service for his fellow monks. These acts, though seemingly mundane, were imbued with a sense of sacredness and devotion. Whether it was sweeping the floors, preparing food, or offering a listening ear, each task was an opportunity to practice mindfulness and cultivate a spirit of generosity. Whether it was sweeping the floors, preparing food, or offering a listening ear, these simple acts of service were performed with a sense of joy and dedication. They were not seen as chores but as opportunities to express love and care for the community. Offering a listening ear was one of the most profound acts of service. In a world where many feel unheard and unseen, the simple act of listening with compassion can be incredibly healing. It creates a space for connection and understanding, fostering deeper relationships and a sense of belonging. These acts, devoid of any expectation of reward or recognition, brought him a deep sense of satisfaction and strengthened the bonds of community. They were a testament to the power of selflessness and the profound impact it can have on our lives and the lives of those around us. In embracing a path of selflessness, we find true harmony and joy. Embracing imperfection is truly a journey of growth. Ajahn Sumedho's teachings were refreshingly honest in their acknowledgement of human imperfection. He didn't shy away from discussing his own struggles with anger, frustration, and doubt. He reminded his students that the path to enlightenment is not about achieving some unrealistic state of perfection, but rather about embracing our flaws with kindness and understanding. He saw our imperfections not as obstacles but as opportunities for growth, urging us to meet our shortcomings with a gentle curiosity rather than self-judgment. Ajahn Sumedho often used the analogy of a gardener tending to a garden. Just as a gardener patiently nurtures their plants, providing them with the right conditions to thrive, we too must learn to tend to the garden of our minds. This involves acknowledging the weeds of negative emotions and harmful habits, not with aversion or self-criticism, but with a gentle and compassionate approach. It is through this process of acceptance and understanding that we create the conditions for true transformation to occur. Navigating sadness is indeed a part of life's tapestry. In a world obsessed with happiness, Ajahn Sumedho's teachings offered a refreshing perspective on dealing with sadness. He didn't advocate for pushing away or suppressing difficult emotions, but rather encouraged his students to face them with courage and compassion. He saw sadness, just like joy, as an integral part of the human experience, a natural response to the inevitable losses and disappointments that life throws our way. Ajahn Sumedho shared stories of his own experiences with grief and loss, reminding his students that it is okay to feel sad, to allow ourselves to grieve and process our emotions fully. He emphasized that suppressing or denying our sadness only serves to prolong our suffering. Instead, he encouraged a compassionate approach, urging us to meet our sadness with kindness and understanding, allowing it to flow through us without judgment or resistance.